You know, I've never actually owned a real GoPro camera. I have a ton of third-party ones, lots of them. I've been pretty happy with them. They do what I need them to do. I have them mounted to my motorcycle. I have them mounted to my helmet. I have them mounted to me. I have them mounted all over the place. Bang for a buck, I really think some of them, especially some of the brands, are what you and I probably just need. We just need that. We don't need the top of the line all the time. But I was snooping around online and I found a GoPro Hero 7 Black at an actually very good price. Now, sadly, the price isn't there anymore. I think they were blowing out old stock. I couldn't pass it up, so I bought one right here. I bought one. We're gonna take a look at this camera. I'm gonna see what comes in the box because I don't know. I have no idea. I'm so used to getting all kinds of stuff in these boxes. I have a feeling that's not gonna be the case. And then we're gonna go outside and take a look at some of the quality. That's coming up. That's coming up right now. Okay guys, so this is it. This is it right here. It came in this little bag. That's what I got shipped in. Well, it came in a bigger bag, in a box, in this bag, in this. This is it. This is what it came in right here. Right? Here it is. GoPro Hero 7 Black. I'm one of the cool kids now, I think. Really, I went looking for it because, well, here's the big reason for me. All the other cameras I have, and I'll show them, they're kind of up there on the shelf there, a bunch of them. Every one of them requires one of these, right? It requires underwater housing, something like this to make them waterproof. And that's great, but there's a lot of times for myself when I'm, especially like riding my motorcycle, where I have this mounted and I don't want to have the case because, of course, the more plastic we have on top of the lens, the more degradation happens to the image quality. So if we can keep it in its nakedness, we'll say, its nakedness, then your image quality is going to be best. And sadly, sometimes I would encounter rain. I'd get rained on and now I'm like, oh, now what do I do? So if I had any inkling that it may rain, I put it in the case. This though, waterproof without case. To a point, there is a dive case if you're going to be diving, but I'm not doing that. And the reason I jumped on it now, partially because of the price that I found, but also because we're going on holidays in just over a week's time. And again, I wanted to be able to carry this camera around. And if I happen to want to jump in the ocean, I could. If I wanted to go for a quick dip, bring my GoPro, I could. That was important. Plus, some of the areas that we're going to don't necessarily like you bringing a big camera with you. So having something small that I could have an external mic and really turn it into a vlogging setup was really important for me. So I went with this, and I've got a whole bunch of accessories coming. They should actually come in the next couple days, I hope. If not, I'm screwed. And I've got like the wireless mic adapter. I've got a little, like a mounting cage kind of thing for it. I've got a mic that I have already that I'm going to use for it. I've got a little floaty thing. I've got all kinds of mount deals that I'm going to use on our trip, which is going to be awesome. But let's take a look at the camera right now. And hyper smooth, that's a big one. We're going to play with that when we go outside. But what comes in this, for those of you that have never looked, which I don't know if there's any of you out there right now, especially with the 8, but I didn't feel the need to spend the extra money on the 8 versus what the 7 would give me. Is there a trick to opening this box? Maybe this. There's a little blue tag here that you just, I guess you do this. I guess that's what you do. All right, that was simple. Okay, I'll give them that. That was nice. Oh, well, look at that. It just kind of flops out. And then you got an empty case over here. All right, so here it is. GoPro. Now look at me. I'm a GoPro guy now. Yep. All right, so let's pop this off. I'm sure it's just like the normal ones. You just kind of remove that little tag, give that a squeeze, and off this comes. I think I'm going to be treating people differently now, I think, because I have a GoPro, not just a knockoff. I'm going to be like looking at people different. What do you got there? What? Not a GoPro? I won't. What are you getting here? What are you getting here? It's a nice box. So honestly though, some of the other brands, they definitely are a GoPro knockoff, because even their packaging is very GoPro-esque for sure. Is this actually showing me how to, no, okay, I was like, is this showing me how to remove the box? Because they kind of need to. There we go. It's been a long day, my friends, long day. Okay, so we get a GoPro manual. It looks like GoPro, oh, this is the GoPro Plus. If you feel like buying it, it's like, I guess, a warranty for it. Need help, talk or chat, a little support. You do get some GoPro stickers. That can be cool now, have those. You get a manual. Nice. Really small text. Come on, GoPro. You can give me a bigger manual with text that's a little more legible. And this is where the third-party ones just destroy, let's say, a GoPro, because here's your, that's it. That's all you get for mounts. That's all. It's a little sad, right? It's like, here's this one, here's your battery, and here's another one of those. And your charging cable. And your camera. This is what you get. Versus, let's say, one of my favorite cameras, which is actually the Acaso V50 and the V50 SE. Really quite good, quite happy with those. You get an enormous amount of accessories. It's just like the whole table here would be full of accessories, of little mounts and gizmos and gadgets and wrist starting straps and whatever. This you get really, you get that. Sure, just that. That's all you need, GoPro says, to get you started. And if it's not, we have no problems charging you an excessive amount of money for a couple more of these, just so you know. Okay. So we're gonna take this outside. I'm gonna try to do a couple videos before I actually leave on holidays. So right now we're gonna go outside and I'm just gonna do some standard filming. This is filming that I do a lot with any of the action cameras that I get, is we're just gonna kind of go up and down the street just to see how the stabilization works, just to see how the internal microphone works. And we're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go then take a listen, because I kind of have to take a listen, take a look, see what I think of the image quality, and I'll give you my final thoughts. But we are going to do a comparison video for sure, and I'm going to put this up against the Acaso V50 Pro, I think, in 4K with the stabilizer on, just to see if this is worth spending 3 times the amount. All right, more video coming up. Hold on, guys. Alright guys, you can see it's wintry outside. It's not crazy cold out today, but it's definitely cold. So we're gonna go for a walk just down the street, just to see how the stabilization works, to see how this thing deals with this kind of white kind of blowout. Because, you know, this is kind of hard, I think, for a camera, but lots of light, so you're not gonna get much noise. I'm also going to shoot some stuff just in the house, just something quick, hopefully, so you guys can see what low light kind of looks like. So we're going to walk this way just for a little bit, just so you guys can see how the hyper smooth is working. Hopefully cars are driving by, maybe you can hear that, and you can hear how the microphone sounds. So we'll get just a little walk this way, and I'm holding it just on a little GoPro handle, just so you can tell, and we'll just walk. I'm going to spin the camera around just so we can do it forward as well. Alright, so we got a car going by. But how stable is it? Because with the actual GoPro videos, it looks ridiculously stable. So this has got the hyper smooth, or whatever they call it, turned on. And a nice little walk. I'm just using just the standard wide, because that's where you get the hyper smooth. It's also shooting in 4K 60 right now. Oh. For some reason my eyes are just watering. It's still early, so turn up this way. I think another car going by. We'll get a shot of the car. Ready? Clarity, width. Nope, not going by. Alright, so this again is at full arm's length, and this is a good test for me because this is one of the cameras we're going to be bringing on holidays. So I want to make sure that it's going to get in the shot that I want and the quality that I want. So, kind of cool, I guess. My hope is that this is going to be putting out a much nicer quality than, let's say, my Acaso camera right now. Just because of the fact that, well, it's 3 times the amount for sure, if not 4 times. You know, so you would hope for better quality. And we're not expecting the mic to be great, but I'm expecting it to be okay. I am getting a adapter so I can plug in a mic to this with a little mounting kit to do all that cool stuff. And we're gonna just kind of go inside right now, again, just to kind of see what the footage looks like and for me to listen to what the audio sounds like. This has all been untouched for you, so no color correcting, no audio manipulation, all good. All right, back up to the computer. All right, so I'm back outside again. Why? Because I wanted to see the ultra wide, super wide, whatever they call it. I don't even know what they call it. Super wide, and it does have the hyper smooth on it as well. I didn't think it did, but it does. So you get that nice super wide shot. Now again, I'm not gonna go very far. I just wanted you guys to see it. But I have a feeling with a wide shot like this, the smoothing will be even better. But you get a ridiculously wide shot. So it's really up to you if you want that. So if you look here, how much of the road you get behind me, right? And if you skip back a little bit and go look at this, just the standard wide, you'd be able to see, I'm stepping on my pants, see how much narrow it is. Actually, let's do this. Let's walk this way just to see, no gimbal, how stable it is. Just handheld. We don't need to walk far for you guys to get an idea. So that's kind of cool. And then we'll just kind of spin around like this, and we'll walk back inside. Again, you guys can see how that background is doing. Don't look at me because I'm going to be moving in the shot, but definitely look at the background to see how stable it's being held. I have a good feeling. Again, I've just looked at the wide and I was actually quite impressed. So we're going back upstairs now. All right, back upstairs. Cold. Not as cold as it could be, so it's okay. All right, upstairs. All right, guys, so we're back up here in the studio office to talk about what we've seen. And I have to say, I am thoroughly impressed. This is definitely going to be the camera that I bring with me on our trips, and probably the camera that I'm just using majority of the time now when I need an action camera. The difference between the wide and the ultra wide, just so you guys, in my opinion, is that it's the ultra wide's a little too wide for me. You really start to see that spherical look come into play when you're shooting on that ultra wide, but with the standard wide, that was excellent. It was actually perfect for what I would want a wide to be capturing. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to be using. Just so you guys can see, this is the setup that I was using. All right, so I got this handle here because two things. I broke one of my other handles. I'd had it for a year or two, and I was doing a job, and I just realized my camera went thunk. Didn't really make that sound, but thunk. And I'm like, oh, one of my legs broke, so I need something. And again, we're going on holidays. Did I tell you we're going on holidays? Because we are. I wanted something that I could take with me that was small, that I could take in the water to hold, because you got to get that out there. And I didn't want to spend necessarily GoPro money. I wanted something a little cheaper, a little more inexpensive. So I ended up buying this. I will put a link down below for you guys if you're interested in this little handle thing, because hey, it was like $9. $9. Come on now, that's fantastic. So this is what I used today when I was walking about, doing my walk, and it worked out very well. Now, one of the things I really do like about this case and handle, well, any handle really, but this case that the GoPro comes with is that if you open it here, and just realize if you got long nails, this top latch, it's on there. Like everything is really tight, which is great because that's what helps with the water resistance. But you really got to get your fingers in there and just kind of, there it goes. So when this pops open, you can see the door opens here. But what's great about it is I don't have to take the cage off or anything. I can just kind of push this out from the corners. Camera comes out, you're good to go. You can change battery packs, you can change your SD card if you so choose, whatever. You could shoot it like this if you needed to. So if you had another mount or anything like that you wanted to move this to, nice and simple. And then when you're done, just kind of pop that back in here. She'll go only so far. Snap, you're good. Yeah, that's super nice. And all the doors and everything, you know, I was like, how sealed are they? No, they're sealed, 100%. No, there's no water getting in there for sure, to a certain depth. If we're diving, you're gonna get water in there because pressure is just blowing through that stuff, right? Blowing through that stuff. Am I happy with my purchase is the question. And the simple answer is yeah. I think the image quality that came out of just the standard wide and the ultra wide, the super wide, whatever they want to call it, it was excellent. I don't think I'll be using the super wide very often, for sure. When we go away on our trip, I am going to try some of the different frame rates, especially the 1080 120 frames and the, I think, 1080 240 frames, because depending on what we're doing, we may want to get some slow-mo shots in there, and I think this will come in handy quite a bit, actually. Few things to talk about just before I disappear from you guys is that audio quality totally surprised me. Completely surprised at how good that audio sounds coming out of that. Nothing, I didn't touch it at all. This is right out of the camera. Now it's at arm's length. So you're looking at, I don't know, what's that, 2 feet-ish? Something like that. Wow, like that's really good. So on top of the fact that the stabilization and color and the exposure and all that was really good, again, just in complete auto, that sound quality, fantastic. Once I get my little audio adapter kit going on here with the adapter, and I got a little microphone, I got a little holder, that's coming in a future video, so don't worry, it's coming. I'll show you guys that. Right out of the box, wow, surprising, really good. The other thing that I really liked, and I'll kind of reference this to, let's say, some of the newer smartphones. The touchscreen on the back is so sensitive and nice, like everything moves so smoothly. That's a really big one. You know, you're trying to touch something, it functions. There's none of this, come on, touch, feel my fingers. Come on, you feel them. Nope, tick, slide, tap, move. The screen is super nice to interact with for a touch screen, because I was like, where's the buttons? Where do I touch? Oh yeah, touch screen. If you have any kind of familiarity with cameras, especially action cameras, you'll have no problems diving into this without looking at the manual. Go in, set your resolution, go in, set your frame rate, and then what's cool about it is if you have the stabilizer turned on, it'll actually tell you right on the setting when you're changing it which stabilization system it's using. If it's just using a stabilizer, if it's not doing anything because it can't, or if it's using hypersmooth. It says right in the settings, so you don't even have to second guess yourself to figure out what it's doing. It just tells you. It says you set this and this, you get this. This is what you get. Accept it. And there's a feature in here, I may get it wrong, called Pro Tune, I believe it is, and it allows you to go in and do all kinds of manual settings for exposures and colors and all that. I'm not going to touch that right now, especially on holidays. I don't need to be messing up my shots. But if I was going to be doing something that was a little more static or stationary, or something that I had way more time to invest in making sure the shot was set up right, 100% Pro Tune. Let's get on that. Last, did I say last already? Because if I did, I didn't mean it. This is last. The last one. When you start this up, just be aware. It's going to make you download the GoPro app, which is cool. It's a great app. Seems to work really good. It's got fantastic reviews. I think it was 4-point-something stars on the Apple App Store. If you're on Android, my guess it would be the same. But the walkthrough was so painless. It just click, 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 click. We're done. We're good. There's your camera. Off you go. It did prompt for a firmware update. So make sure that you got a good connection to your Wi-Fi. Make sure that your battery that's in here has a good charge to it, etc., etc. I actually charge my batteries overnight just to ensure that everything was good. I did all that before starting the camera up, and it's not a bad idea, because if you're buying this out of the box right away, you're gonna have a firmware update as well, or at least I did. So I'm gonna leave links down below, again, to the camera as well as to the handle if you're interested in this little handle. I am gonna have a couple videos come out before we disappear for our trip. One hopefully with all the accessories once they all get here. Hopefully that should be in the next day or two. And one hopefully I'm gonna try to put it up against the Castle. That's going to be a fairly short one because I just want to blast some videos so you guys can see the difference, because that will be a big one for a lot of people to decide whether they want to invest the extra money or not. Okay guys, I'm going to leave you there. Links down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, my friends. GoPro Hero 7 Black. Yeah, that's me. I got one. Do you?